What up? STS here once again for another simple review. Yes, I'm in a garage. I'm in my grandmother's garage. I just want somewhere private, and don't mind the echo, sorry, because my wife and my son is staying with me today. Oh, it took 2 days with my grandma's, and we're going to pick up this movie right here that I just got done watching, which is, this is part of the Grandma's House We Go, Volume 2. I mean, I did videos before. Actually, the third volume, actually. And this film right here, I mean, I got a bunch of films to watch today and tomorrow, and then I'm getting films before I go back home to watch, because I'm coming back here next week, and it was just gonna be me next week. So, but other than that, this film right here is another nostalgic. This is probably one of my nostalgic films, which I've seen as younger, but it was great, and I want to see it again, and that is Yankovic's UHF. Now this film, to me, I mean, what gets me about this film is I never really thought about. I don't know, my image or my of this film that I really got into. I think it's when I first saw this. It's either that it was from the behind the music from VH1 that did on the hour documentary on Weird Al Yankovic's career and his life, when he was born and early life and whatnot. And I think it was either because of that or my aunt Kelly that got me into this film. Well, the library, I think that's how it was, because behind the music showed about it, and then I ended up going to our American Public Library used to have it. I used to borrow VHS all the time. But this right here, this is actually the 25th, well, you can't already see it, but this is actually the 25th anniversary edition, and it is Shout Factories. So, and right here, I'll talk about the special features so far. They got the retrospective panel from San Diego's Comic-Con 2014, which is basically Weird Al. I haven't really watched it all, but I'm not really caring about the special features that much. They have a audio commentary. They have deleted scenes. They have behind-the-scenes footage. They have a music video from, I think, UHF, production stills, Easter eggs, and promotional materials, and a reversible cover art. Well, if you get the show, I borrowed it. But what I said about this film, I mean, it stars Weird Al and his buddy, which I don't know what his buddy's name is, David Bowe. But it basically has him as George Newman, and he's a daydreamer. And at first the first scene, it comes out is him daydreaming like he's Indiana Jones, and he goes through that with two people and one person about to betray him, and then he gets his arm cut off by a whip, and then the other guy tells him, "You can't go over there." And they looked at, there's a tribal sign, it's like, yeah, like, that's tribal, you can't go for here, it's bad. But he says, forget him, and then that guy gets run over by a mysterious terrain in the jungle, which I thought was hilarious. But he gets up there, and then the gold. What is this? It's not a little, but what they make fun of it as, because UHF, it's a spoof movie that makes fun of TV shows and whatnot. It's an Emmy Award, I believe, or Oscar. I think it's an Oscar. Oscar, yeah. He takes it, and yada, 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 and he gets supposed to be squished by the big ball, but the scene in Raiders Lost Ark. But he wakes up, and it's he's daydreaming. He's just in he's working at Big Edna's Burger World, and he screws up everything. He's starting his friend. I think it's David Bowe, which his friend is his best friend on there, and they work together and stuff like that. But they end up getting fired and whatnot. And his uncle's like later on he meets his aunt and uncle, and his uncle's like a big time gambler on horses, and he won a bunch of money. But then he got like a local UHF Channel 62 station that was basically it's going down under. Oops, excuse me, sorry about that. It was going down under, and his wife was like, "Hey, why don't you give it to George?" And he's like, "No, I don't want to work," But he ends up taking it over, and they start out with some good shows. But like he did Mr. Nutsy's play Clubhouse or whatever, and there's a couple jokes on there with with the Bowe's, I forgot the clown, Boxy the clown, Bowe's something with the clown. Sorry, another dud on my review part. Look up, look down. Now look at Mr. Frying Pan. That was hilarious. I thought that was real funny. You got Michael Richards, who's because there's a rival. We made big time greedy Channel 8, and it's headed by Angie McCarthy. No, Kevin McCarthy. He's the dick in the movie, and he did a good job being the bad guy. But there's some scene where he gets like, "Oh, where's my file at?" And then he gets I think the janitor was here. He did it, and it brings it out, and it's Michael Richards, who was in Seinfeld. This is one of his early roles, I think, because the one movie I saw him early in this was Problem Child, the first Problem Child, and I thought that was hilarious. He like his way, his immaturity and stuff is in this film is amazing. Also in this film is Fran Drescher played the nanny. She's pretty good looking here, and you got Victoria Jackson is playing Terry as George Newman, or George's girlfriend, which is Weird Al Yankovic. But then then they get better because he gets depressed because him and her break up because if he's never there much because he's always having work or his mind playing with. Well, then Stan Sabowski, that's what Michael Richards' character is, the janitor. We got fired from Channel 8. He gets him a job, and then he's depressed and says, "You want to start your own TV show?" Because the shit was god awful. Like he was never good, even when he first started that clubhouse with Mr. Nutsy's clubhouse. But when they went to the bar, get a drunk beer and shit, and all the crowd was like, "Oh, he's back on!" And then it showed them watching of him, Stan Sabowski, when he had the whole kids were all excited and everything else. It was great. So then they actually got better, And then shows like Wheel of Fish parodying Wheel of Fortune, and then you got Rao's Wild Kingdom. We don't need no stinker badgers. He's throwing poodles off his apartment building. But I don't know, it's a bunch of fun. I mean, Town Talk, making fun of Geraldo, or whatever you say it. I mean, then you got Rambo, Gandhi 2, Spatula City. It's all these spoofs of plots for us. Basically about the funeral services of salad bars. It's amazing. This movie's one hell of a comedy spoof. I mean, it was directed by Jay Levey. I know it was written by Al Yankovic, Jay Levey once again. But this was a 1989 flick, year before I was born. Awesome movie. I thought this movie was back in the 90s, but no, this is 89 because Weird Al was like, here's young as hell. I don't know if you can get to see that. There he is right there. But I would like to cover this. But do I recommend it? Say, hell yeah, I recommend this. This is I mean, it's 10 out of 10. I know there's some people that's like, oh, you can't nothing's perfect, but this is a film I can watch over and over again. It's one of my nostalgia films, which basically my favorite films, nostalgia films. And it's pretty good. But Channel 8, like I said, Benjamin McCarthy, him and his little goons, they try to go after him and try to screw shit up because his uncle lost horses, and he bet $75,000 and he lost, and then he has to pay $75,000. So at the very end, they got to figure out. They do a telethon to raise $75,000, and then there's a little scuffle with Channel 8 with kidnapping Stanley Sabowski because he's the key figure that's making them get money and stuff. But at the end, they all win, and George gets his girl back, Terry. It was great. It was pretty great. And Andrew McCarthy, who plays the dick, I forgot his name on here, but dickhead bad guy, he gets revoked of his license from the FCC because there's a key scene where Terry's talking to him about the thing, and then he's like, I don't care about this community, because the community cares about the Channel 62 station, but Channel's like, I don't care about this place, but this guy, I forgot, he's the engineer, the first character that George meets, but he's also an alien turned out to be. He is before that whole happened, he went to their office and got a secret camera in his office and then taped that exact moment and put it on the air because he was about to post something about oh, they crushed my office, you know, but he ended up switching it on him. But UHF, 1989 flick, Weird Al Yankovic, awesome flick, funny flick, a good comedy. So check that out, guys. This is STS, and we'll see you soon.